would have thrown it off because this guy gets off you.
And I go to bed every night like, G man, I promise you that. What is up, Cowboys Nation? Boy, Mike Tag here on a Monday, just chilling. I'm solo today, so I need you guys to keep me company, man. When you're rolling in, make sure you hit that like, make sure you hit that subscribe, make sure you do all those good things. Keep us going, man, because it is always something in Cowboys land. So what's up, Cuts? What's up, Christopher? Appreciate you guys hanging out here, man, as others are rolling in. Again, make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Hopefully you guys had a good weekend. I had a mixed weekend. I'm not going to get into it again, but definitely looking forward to this week. My daughter is going to be heading off to college, so I got to drop her off on Saturday. So we got the big preseason game, so I got to figure out how I'm going to watch it. I got to try and sneak it in. You know how that is when the family's around and we got family time. First kid that's going away, leaving the nest, so that's going to be a little bit different for us, but going to find a way to make it work, man. I got to be able to keep an eye on that game, but just wanted, this going to be late. This is going to be low key. This is going to be, we're going to get some interaction with you guys in the chat. So kind of get how you're feeling, but listening to Shoddy as his press conference today, listening to Jerry Jones. And, you know, we talked about Parsons and, you know, could the Cowboys really trade Micah Parsons? And I'm going to just say this. I don't think it's going to happen. I think he's going to be a Cowboy. I've never seen the Cowboys not keep their superstars. So I think it's going to get worked out. But, you know, if you listen to Jerry came out today, I mean, and he's digging his heels in. And, you know, Parsons kind of made his statement. And, Jerry's kind of made his, and he's saying, you know, kind of what he put out there in that contract. And if he's talking to the money that he is, it's hard to blame that. It's hard to blame Jerry if it's true. But again, yeah, Micah Parsons, I think he's going to be for life. And it's unfortunate that it's kind of come to this because they've had so many opportunities to make things right. And I think Micah Parsons is a very proud guy. I mean, he's a loyal Dallas Cowboy. I mean, he bleeds silver and blue. So there's no other guy that you want on the field other than Micah Parsons. There was a stat that came out. I was listening to 105.3. So take it with a grain of salt. But I think, I kind of believe what they say. They got some good people. So doing their research. But when Micah Parsons is on the field, the defense is ranked number 1 on those plays. Like if you just take the plays that he's on. When he's off the field, I think they're ranked next to last. So I don't know what that really means in the grand scheme of things, but I think all of us know that Micah Parsons is one of the best defensive players, if not the best in the NFL, and he's probably the most important player on this roster, you know, outside of a quarterback, right, and Dak Prescott. But Micah Parsons is pretty damn important. So they just got to get it worked out. My concern is, what are the ramifications down the road? Like, has this separated the locker room? Has this caused kind of dissension? And I know that he's at practice. He was there today. My man Rick, he talked to Eberflus. So, I mean, Shoddy said nothing but good things. So I think Shoddy's doing a good job kind of keeping this from a distance. He's not entertaining it so much in his press conferences and things like that. So he's doing his best to shield it. But as the days go on, it's going to mount and it's going to mount. It's going to mount. What do we got here? Because I can't see the chat unless I bring it up. My wife bought me a Parsons jersey when she was in the DFW in May. I think you're going to be able to wear it. I got 3 Parsons jerseys. And I got a signed jersey behind me, and I got a signed helmet over there. So, and I have a rule in the cave, guys. If you ain't a Cowboy, you got to get your ass out. until you retire. And when you retire, I may welcome you back into the cave, but I'll be damned if I'm going to take my Micah Parsons out. They better not get rid of him. But I mean, if they were, the values at 2 first-round picks and maybe a second or third, something like that. Yeah, $200 million guaranteed. If that's, I mean, if that's what they're offering them and that's what they gave, it's pretty hard to argue. And I think a lot of it is the language in the years. Typically, you want to go longer years because you can spread the money out over a longer period of time. So there is a method to the madness when you're dealing with salary cap, but it all can be done. All these teams have done it. I think we talked about it on Saturday. The Cowboys are like $30 million under the cap. They've got the cap space. They can make it work. I think what you got here is a lot of pride. And sometimes it's, I wouldn't be walking away from $200 million. I'll be honest with you. There's no way I'm doing that. And sometimes you just got to take a step back and just kind of let it work itself out. And I think it's something that Parsons and Jerry can work through. I think, one of the mistakes is they got to go through the agent. That's why there needs to be a buffer. It's just like I said, with Jerry needs a buffer to the players need a buffer to ownership, because they're, you're always going to lead with your heart. Like I said, man, I ain't walking away from $200 million, but if they put it in, your agent is there to kind of say, okay, let's look at the comps. Let's look at where you're at. Let's look at where other people are at. And you just want fair market value. And the fair market value today is different than last year. And had they done it last year, the market would have been different. So, but I'm not in the room. You guys aren't in the room. So it's all speculation at this point until they sign it. But I'm telling you, as a Cowboys fan for my whole life, I mean, going back into the early 80s, he's going to be a Dallas Cowboy. I just find it very hard to believe that it isn't going to happen. So I'm not going to spend a whole ton of time on it. I know it's great talk and definitely get your guys' opinion. Would some of you be okay if Dallas got 2 first-round picks and got another pick? Do you think this team is good enough now to be without Parsons? Now, the only thing I'd say is if there's one position the Cowboys are pretty deep in on paper, it's defensive end pass rusher. I mean, with Fowler, with Eazy-E, with Nealon, with Sam Williams, you've got all these, you've got waves of guys. If there's one position, that's the one that you could do. But you're talking about the best player at that position. That'd be pretty hard. I think Dave was talking about, I don't know if Jerry wants to pay him that. Oh, I think Dave was talking. Okay. So Dave was talking about, Jerry threw out numbers. Jerry threw out some numbers and they were pretty damn high. They were pretty damn high. Not interested in the trade. I don't want to see him go anywhere. He's in his prime. And here's the thing that I would say, because I know the other side of the table and we've heard it, right? Hey, he's under contract. You got a contract. You got to play. You're right. Fulfill your contract. These owners don't fulfill their contract, right? They can cut you. You get injured, you're gone. You have a bad year. They want you to take a pay cut. So there's no guarantee on anything except the guaranteed money. Now, if this was guaranteed salaries, the way it is in baseball and basketball, it's why you don't see a lot of this. You don't see these guys play out their contracts and then they go get another one. But just look at the players in his draft class. They're all the great ones in that draft class are on their second contract. And you're dealing with the best player on your team. So it's more about the optics, right? He's going to get paid. He's going to get his money. But what kind of message are you sending to the other players on that team? If they're going to do it to the best, what are they going to do to a schlub like me, right? If they're going to do it, free agents, look how they're treating the best player on the team. Look what they did to CD last year. Look at what they kind of had Dak played out. Look what they did to Zach Martin. At some point, and these are your elite guys. This isn't playing hardball with Deron Bland. No disrespect to Deron Bland, but this isn't playing hardball with a really good player, not a Hall of Famer, but a really good player. That's different to me. I mean, yeah, you can play hardball, but you've got to sometimes give a little bit when you're talking about the leaders and the cornerstones of your franchise. That's just my opinion. It's the same way I would do in business. If I got my best guy, I'm going to baby him up. If he's my best sales guy and he's making the most money and he's doing all the right things and everyone looks to him at that leadership role, I'm not going to screw things up and be pinching pennies over him. I'm going to pay him the market value and I'm going to make sure that it gets done properly. That's all I'm kind of saying. That's my point of the whole Parsons thing is it's how they're handling it in the media. He should have just kind of kept it under wraps, but Jerry being Jerry, can't help himself, but I don't think they're going to do it. So if you're listening to your boy Tag and trying to say, all right, he wants Parsons, Parsons ain't going nowhere. He's going to stay right here. He's got the star in his helmet. So all the haters, I know there's the betting, Bet MGM has got him going to the Bills, got him going to the Eagles, got him going to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. All the fans are talking about it up here. It could be good. I don't see any of that happening. So we're gonna put that to rest, and we're gonna focus on some training camp, and we're gonna see what's gonna happen this week, because this is a really big week to kind of set the pecking order, if you will, where in the positions where we have some battles. Running back, we're still kind of unsure. You're seeing Blue getting more and more carries. Maffa was getting talked about a lot by Shoddy. Sanders a little nicked up. Vaughn a little nicked up. So other people are getting that opportunity to step in. Obviously, Javonte Williams. So this scrimmage coming up and that preseason game on Saturday, I think the scrimmage will tell you a lot more than a preseason game because it's going to be a little bit different, right? So I think this is where you're going to really be able to see where's that separation at running back. I don't know what you guys think. I'm a Javonte Williams fan from back in the ACC days at North Carolina. I think he brings some juice. He's 2 years removed from his injury. If he's a healthy cat, I think he's going to be a guy that can be a difference maker for the offense in the running back position. But one of the other things that you got to look at on the running back, and we're going to get into Mozzie, is Kevontae Turpin. Kevontae Turpin, probably not going to see it much in the scrimmages, I doubt, but he's really going to be that X factor because, Shoddy calls him a running back, slot receiver. He's kind of that gadget guy that can do everything. They might set him up in the Wildcat. They might put him in the Wildcat formation. So the versatility that you're going to get out of Turpin, he's going to be a game breaker. So you're adding him into the mix. Obviously, Blue looks like he's the real deal with world-class speed. I don't know running back one, if you want to talk about running back one, running back two, whatever that means. He's going to get a share of the carries. I just don't know if he's going to be a guy that you're going to give him the ball 20 times a game to. He's not built for that, I don't believe. So it's going to be interesting to see how that matchup happens. I mean, the other one that I'm really intrigued with, and I think it's a win-win, is Mingo and Tolbert. I mean, you saw Tolbert with a touchdown today. You saw Mingo with a touchdown today. These guys are balling and they're competing. And what that does is just makes each one of them better. And it makes the offense better. It makes the depth better. That wide receiver group it's about as good in Dallas as I can remember. You guys tell me when the wide receiver group that we've got in Dallas was better than what we've got today. I'm all ears. Now I know you're probably going to say maybe who would it be? Dez and Terrence Williams were okay. You had Coop and you had CD, but CD was younger, so you kind of comparing where they're at today on that team or where they're at that year. I mean, maybe you go back to T.O. Am I right? T.O. and Terry Glenn, were they together? I think they were on that 06 team. So maybe you go back to that, about that far. But their wide receiver group is Irvin Harper. I think there might have been some ahead of that. And the interesting thing with Irvin Harper is they complemented each other so well. And if you saw when Harper left Dallas to go to Tampa, get that money, which I don't blame him, his career just never was the same. He was a Robin. He was never that wide receiver one, but damn, he was a wide receiver too, and he was about the best there was. And he was just big games, big plays, and big moments. I miss that Harper Irvin duo. And if it could be like that in Dallas, hey, I'd be, we'll be shining up a new trophy if that could be like that. But yeah, I'm excited for the running backs. I'm excited for the receiver. I'm curious, the line of scrimmage, offensive line, defensive line. I think I just saw, and you guys keeping me on my toes, so I appreciate it. Mozzie limped into the injury tent. Days might be numbered. Yeah, he didn't go back to practice. I mean, Mozzie's a guy that he's living on borrowed time, and he had better be stepping it up. And he needs opportunities. He needs opportunities in these games to kind of show the coaching staff, hey, I could bring it. I've got it, because you've got some young guys. And I'm telling you, think about defensive tackle. You get some 7th rounders, 6th rounders, undrafted free agent. You get late, man, they're hungry and they're nasty and they're just fighting to make the team. And it's going to be, Mozzie better watch himself, or he's going to be on the outside looking in. He's going to be on the outside looking in. So that's really some of the other position battles I'm looking for. On defense, I love what our linebackers are doing. I love what our edge rushers are doing. Secondary, I mean, that is the other big question. And yeah, Turpentine, man, I thought he's the real deal, man. I think he is going to have just a monster year when it comes to all-purpose. You talk about punt returns, kick returns, obviously, but I think the rushing and I think receiving, I think he is going to be one of those guys, man. He's going to be one of those guys, and I'm excited to see. Now, he's not a big dude. He's like 160 pounds or whatever he is. He ain't. I mean, he better not get laid out. I mean, he's got to be very smart without, when he's running that ball. But I think the sky's the limit for him, and he's that X factor we talked about on offense, right? We know what we got in CD. We know what we're going to get in Pickens. The X factor is really Turpin, because he's the game changer that could just do so many different things, and he can balance, tip the scales of balance into the Cowboys' favor when you're talking about matchups. Because if they try and take CD out of the game, or they try and take Pickens out of the game, or they try and stop the run and load up the box if the running game's going, Turpin is that guy that you can't match up. He's a matchup nightmare. I mean, what are you going to – who are you putting on him? I mean, you go in the slot, you go put a slot cornerback on him, good luck. Good luck. If he's coming out of the backfield, you have a linebacker trying to keep an eye on him, or a safety, good luck. So I think he's going to be the real deal and the X factor. Ferguson, now my man Ferguson, he's engaged to my girl from the U, so he did that right. But Ronnie, I'm with you 1,000%. He's another guy. He got his contract. He got the bag. They signed him early. I think he's one of those guys that is he's gonna have to play to that potential. Now, last year was injuries. Obviously, Cooper Rush. I mean, you got all these. Just nothing went right. The year before, you saw that promise. You saw him getting lifted up into that, and that's what he's got to take that step this year and see what happens. Yeah, Turpin and Blue. That is, man, if you get them on the field together, right, Shane? You get them on the field together. I mean, good luck trying to stop that, because that is not going to happen, and it's going to be tough. But the other thing I was going to say on the scrimmage, let's focus on the DBs. And Malik Hooker, he's one of those guys. He played with Eberflus when he was in the Colts. They're very familiar with his scheme. He's going to be he's going to be that quarterback on that defense, because he really understands everything. But who is going to step up at cornerback? Because obviously Bland, he's coming off his injury, but he'll be fine. You got Diggs, who's coming off an injury. You don't know when he's going to be ready. Carson's been injured in and out. Ravel's been injured, coming off an injury. So you're going to need someone. Elam is my guy. I hate to say it, because he's from Florida and I'm from Miami. We don't get along. But he's a Cowboy now, so I'm going to play ball with him. You understand what I'm saying? So I am all in on Elam. I think he got a fresh start. And I think sometimes that makes a difference because he has all the talent. I mean, he's a first-round pick for a reason. He played in the SEC, played against top competition. So he's got the dog in him. I think a fresh scenery is good. So you're looking at Elon Blandon Hall. Yeah, I mean, well, we gotta see how they do. I mean, and it's one thing in practice. I mean, they talked about it with Carson, right? And last year we all were in on Carson. I mean, that dude looks solid. He's, I mean, just a warrior, making big plays in practice. And that season didn't turn out the way it did. And injuries played a part. Now he's injured again. That's not good. What's up, my man David? How's it going? We are getting closer and closer to the start of the season. We got our first preseason game on Saturday. You know, your boy is going down to Miami, Notre Dame, the Convicts and the Catholics one more time. And you know the bad guys always win. So I'm expecting my Canes to go down there and whoop some ass because I'm not driving all that way to go home with empty pockets. So it's going to be phenomenal because I've got that game, and then I got Philly and Dallas opening up the NFL season. You can't get much better. That stretch of football, and then obviously a full slate on Sunday, and you got Ohio State and Texas. I mean, just so many games. We are almost, I mean, I'm salivating because we're so close. We're almost there. And I just feel so bad because my man Kelly K9 has been in jail for Twitter jail, not real jail. Calm down. And he's missing all of this excitement going up to it. He's missed all the Parsons stuff, and he's missing everything building up to it. So hopefully he'll be back sometime this week. So we'll see what happens. But what else are you guys looking? Who are you guys watching? Who are the players that you're trying to focus in on as we get closer and closer to the preseason game? I mean, are you comfortable with where we're at in receiver? Are you comfortable? We need the free K9. I mean, somebody's got to help my man out. Who can do it? I mean, Elon. I don't know what you're doing to my man K9. He didn't do anything wrong. I watched the tweets. He didn't say anything. I don't know what they're doing. I think they're picking on him right now because he's a Cowboys fan, and I don't like it. Or maybe because he's dogging Texas. Texas ranked 1, Ohio State 2. I think Ohio State beats them. You know, the thing I'd say about Texas, Texas is a good football team. Don't get me wrong. I gotta see Arch with I gotta see him do the work. I mean, a lot of hype with him, and he's got the name, but I gotta see some results. And until I see those results, I can't go all in on them. Texas Tech, I'm going to defend Kelly away. They have done a phenomenal job in the transfer portal. They have a great opportunity to really put together a big season. Now, they got no room for error. If they lose one time, it's over because their schedule just isn't tough enough. If they can win out, which they easily, I mean, look at their schedule and look what they've done. They're going to be in that playoff mix. They're going to be, especially with the expansion, they're going to be in that playoff mix. So Milton is a backup. I think count excellent, and I can't believe I missed that. So that's why I got you guys, because I'm on here and sometimes I forget things. I mean, Joe Milton, I mean, he's looked so good in camp. Obviously was in New England. He has NFL experience, right? He got to play in a game, played pretty well with New England as well in that game. He's the guy that you really want to see have that potential, because I agree with you. I mean, Dak's been hurt, and when he goes, the season goes. And Cooper Rush, as nice as he was not a guy that was going to be able to sustain that all year success. Once they kind of got everything figured out, he was going to be, you know, what he was. Where I think Milton has that ceiling. And if he can reach that ceiling, and we see it in the scrimmage and we see it in preseason, that is going to make me sleep very well at night. God forbid an injury at the quarterback position, because his upside will give you hope. He's got obviously the gun, he's got the legs, he's got the size. So I think 100% on Milton. I'm going to butcher his. I'm going to get it right. To'oya. I think, again, with what you're seeing in Mozzie, that defensive tackle we talked about a little bit, that defensive tackle position, that is something that you've got to keep an eye on. That is something that you've got to watch. So I 1,000% agree. That is the interior defensive line and the tackles for the offense. That's really what I'm looking at. And I'll pause for a minute to make sure we're getting 300 or you guys coming into the cave. I definitely appreciate on X and Facebook and all the platforms. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. If you're watching on other platforms, I just ask you to show your boy some love and go over to YouTube, hit subscribe, hit the like. You can go back and watch it wherever the hell you want after that. But definitely show some love. Leave a comment. Tell us what we're doing. If we're doing a shitty job, I want to hear it. If you're loving it, let us know. But any interaction that you have with the videos, it always helps the algorithm. It helps kind of spread the word. And it doesn't cost you anything. That's the beauty of it. Did I see Kelly? Is Kelly in the chat? It says, Kelly, we're worried about you, Kelly. You're in jail. No one's heard from you. You got Parsons going on. You got all this drama going on. And where the hell are you been? And I don't even know where you're at. But I thought, he's talking about Texas Tech. He's not talking about the Cowboys running the table, I don't think. I think he's talking about Texas Tech. And I agree. Ohio State, I need them to win because there's a lot of Texas fans. I don't know if because I'm aligned with Kelly, so I'm getting the friendly fire, or I get mad at some of the Texas people that talk bad about my Hurricanes. So I will always defend my Hurricanes. But I get a lot of hate from Texas. So I don't know whose fault it is, but we'll see. Let's see what else we got going in the chat. Let's see who Milton. Let's see Milton. What Milton? After watching Hooker, I didn't see it. So what did he have? Bad play? Yeah, bad play. We'll have to see. Practice stars need to show up in preseason. Absolutely. That's where I'm telling you guys. Excellent point, Rick. Again, man, I love you making all these good points. Don't fall in love with these training camp guys until you see it in action, because they're in shorts and t-shirts, man. I'm not going to say I would look great, but I might look pretty good out there for a play or two. I think I could survive a play or two. That's it. But don't fall in love with these guys until you see it. I think we love what we see and the potential that it gets, but don't start anointing them. We get it with receiver all the time is, oh man, this guy's going to be the next one. This guy's going to be the next one. Just, you pump the brakes on some of that stuff. So is Kelly and SoCal going at it? Let's see. They might be. I don't bet with my heart. I bet with my head. He didn't want to bet. There was a bet made with Kelly, and my man backed out of it. So I don't know if that's what they're arguing about. But I love the chat. And if you guys are hanging out on the other platforms, make sure you come over, because, again, the beauty of YouTube is our chat. And the better thing is the Cowboys Cave tailgate party that we got going on week 4, Sunday night against Green Bay. You guys make sure you do not miss it. If you're in the DFW area, you don't want to miss it. It gets better every year, and it's just going to get better again. So I'm just telling you guys, you see the paddles. You see the paddles up there you can get from Cuts by Jones. That is our theme. It's time to smack that ass and start to put a beating on people. Now, there's a couple content creators. If they come out and they need to settle the score, we're going to give them each a paddle. Cuts is going to make a special commemorative one, and we'll let those guys settle it like men in the Cowboys Cave tailgate party. We'll do old school. We'll build that circle of trust that we know we don't want no security coming in there trying to break it up. We let it go, and then if someone's taking too much of a beating, like gentlemen, we break it up and we just kind of let them go, and that's the way you settle it. But no, all kidding aside, that if you guys don't know about that beef that happened on Sunday, it was entertaining. It was entertaining. I ain't gonna lie. I was captivated, and I was stuck watching YouTube on Sunday afternoon because it was good. And it's tough because Jay Tuck's my boy. He's my dog. He's my friend. I love him. Don't ever talk bad about him or really his family's where it got started. And I don't go for that. But I would say, AOC was a guest on the show. I think he's funny. He's entertaining, and he brings it too. So yeah, we might get it, Kelly. Kelly, I said I'll be you handle the security side of it. I'll be the guest referee. We'll get this thing figured out. But I think cooler heads could prevail. I think they're both, good people. I think sometimes, maybe things get misconstrued or whatever, but hopefully they keep their distance. I see Tuck at every game. I hadn't seen AOC, so I'm not, I don't know if he'll show up, but we did invite him. And, that's the beauty of the fan base, and it's the beauty of social media, and it's the beauty of YouTube, is you have all these options. And, some of these guys, yeah, you can be yelling fight. Somebody, you have Law, you have Rome, DMV. Obviously, you got the Star We Are. You got Mark. I mean, you got Brian. You got so many. You've got so many great guys. You got Big Game. I mean, there's just Game Time. You got all these guys. I mean, so many. I'm going to Knicks. I mean, there's so many that you have your options. Now, we all have our different flavor. I'm a fan. So if you're coming on this show and you're watching this show, we talk like fans. I'm not breaking down film. I'm not going to get into the X's and O's. I'm not going to get way above my head. I'm a fan, and that's the way I am. I'm a passionate Cowboys fan. Someone come in here and talk shit about my Cowboys, I'm gonna have to retort and put them in their place. You guys didn't see it on the radio station. I did that same. Kelly is a passionate fan. Now, he's got too much passion sometimes. He lets it get away from him. I try and reel him in, but then he gets suspended. He gets in jail and all that. But we got our own shtick, sort of speak. AOC is very brash. He's loud. He's funny. He's got a great personality. He's got a great way that he does his stuff, and that's him. J Tuck, I mean, he's the wizard when it comes to draft content, comes to all that other stuff. Man, I'm going to J Tuck. He knows his stuff. He puts that work in, and I'm just telling you, I've known him since he had 200 followers. When I was on there, 200 subscribers. He knows his stuff. Now, if you don't like the flavor of that one, there's other options, and that's what I like about this. But there's no reason for fighting. Inner fighting. We got enough of that out fighting when we got to handle Eagles and Redskins and Commanders and all these other Giants. I don't even know if they're a problem anymore, but we can't be inner fighting. We got to all get along some way, one way or another. If not, we're going to go into the cave. We're going to build that ring. Cuts is bringing the paddles, and we're going to settle it like men. I mean, Kelly had a problem with somebody. He told him to come on down, come to the cave, come to the tailgate. I forgot it was Big Red or whoever the hell that dude was. And we settled it like men. That's what we do. And he didn't show up. So obviously he didn't want to settle it like a man. So anyway, but yeah, definitely. I digress. That's what you guys make me do. Definitely check out the Cowboys Cave tailgate party. We're thinking about Kelly SoCal as an undercard, because if SoCal keeps bad-mouthing Texas Tech, I don't know. I mean, Kelly gets a few drinks in him. I'm not gonna be responsible. And I'll tell you this. Kelly's a bigger dude than you think he is. I mean, when I met him the first time, I mean, it's hard, you can never tell. I'm 5'10", and this tall ass dude comes strolling up to me. I said, the face looks like Kelly, but that's not the body type I was imagining. So you always want to be careful who you're picking fights with, because you see him from the neck up or the shoulders up or whatever. I've never seen AOC. I've seen Tuck. I don't know if I'd be picking fights with him. I've seen Rome. I'm not going to know if I'll be picking fights with him. I hadn't seen AOC. Maybe he's a big dude. Maybe he's not. But it's going to be a great time. So all kidding aside, man, you come to the Cowboys tailgate party. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're gonna show the love, and it's going to be great. So let me get back. See, I digress so much. You guys get me going. I can't believe, Steven. Yeah, I mean, it sucks. Hopefully we'll see you at another game. Hopefully we'll see you at another game. I know my man Jeff. Always count on him going in, and I'll be at the Carolina game. That's to be my road game. Yeah, Tuck's in the gym boxing, and I mean, he's up at any guy who gets up, and K9's done it, but any of these dudes that are getting up at 4 a.m. just to go work out, those are typically the guys I don't want to mess with because they've got too much energy. And they got, obviously their stamina level must be high, that dedication. I ain't looking. I'm at the age now where, something else is going to do the fighting for me. I'm done with that. Unless I'm backed in the corner, I don't have a piece on me. But I ain't looking to get in no fights, man. I'm going to look to de-escalate the situation, especially if some dude's up at 4 a.m. That's what I'm saying. AOC and Tuck, you guys just need to just squash it, put it away. Maybe do a show together. You guys can come on to the cave. Kelly and I could be the mediators. Get you guys both on here. And let's give peace a chance. We'll see what happens. So, but yeah. No, SoCal's family, man. He hung out with us at the cave at the tailgate last time. We love SoCal. He's an interesting. Now he's another one. He's not what I thought. He's coming up there. As soon as he opened his mouth, I mean, yeah, that's who I thought. But he was another one where that's the beauty of this platform. It's like you don't know. What to expect from people. And then, once the mouth opens up, then you're like, man, that's SoCal, man. He's got that mouth. He's got the language going on. He's screaming, he's yelling. That's my man, SoCal. So definitely, hopefully we'll get to see SoCal out there. And yeah, I'm going to be 50 this year. You think I want to go down and throw hands with people? Used to get, my share of fights when I was younger. It hurts. Win or lose. If you get hit, it hurts. I don't give a shit what anyone says. I'm not one of those guys that, love pain. I mean, there's some UFC fighters that just enjoy getting hit. I don't want to get hit. I don't want to get hit. I want to do the hitting. I sure the hell don't want to get hit. So anyway, but yeah. So, and Carl, you would even be safe. Carl would even be safe. An Eagle fan, if he came to the tailgate, he would even be, because we welcome everyone, man. If you're part of the Cowboys Cave family, if you're part of Cowboys Nation, anything like that, you're family to us, man. So it's going to be way too old, man. Way too old. Not doing that shit. But yeah, a lot of energy. But more importantly, what we need you guys to do is tell me what is give me one thing that is going to happen that is going to put you over the top for the Cowboys. What player? It could be Blues got to go 1,200 yards. Is there a player that if this happens, you're going to be like, all right, man, we're rolling. If you see this going on early in the season, we're rolling. Is it on the defensive side? Is it the offensive side? To me, what is going to be the telltale sign for me, because you just think about it. We open up at Philly. We've got the Bears. Don't sleep on the Bears. The Bears they're a known running team. To me, it's all about the run defense. It's all about the run defense. If I see this Cowboys defense control Saquon Barkley, if I see them control, I got to see it for more than one game. That's why I'm even saying Barkley. All right, I got to see it on the road against the Bears. I got to see it again. Or we're Giants the second game. Excuse me. I got to see it against the Giants. I got to see it against the Bears. That's what I said. 3 games in a row. I got to see this Cowboys defense control the run game. Doesn't have to be. I mean, Barkley's phenomenal. If he gets 100 yards, okay. I don't want to see him get 150. I don't want to see them dominate the line of scrimmage or run the football. That'll make me feel good. If they come out and run all over Dallas, it's going to give me pause. Dak balling out, that's fair. I think Dak always had, when healthy, he's always going to have a good year. So I think to me, it's going to be a given. But what else needs to happen? The running game. That's a running game going. I want to see Dak throw for under 4,000 yards because the running game is so good. That would make me even happier. Defense, third down defense, 100%. Defense, third down conversions, we were terrible. They've got to get better at that. What else do we got? Easy E. I mean, good point against Steven. Think opposite Parsons. Now, I know you got Fowler. Fowler's a given, but you're going to need someone else. Is it Williams? Is it Nealon? Is it Easy E? Somebody's got to be able to feast because they're going to be eyeing Parsons. They're going to be eyeing Fowler, right? Who else can come in and really set the tone? And Easy E has all the skill. I mean, Sam Williams as well has all of that. So one of those two guys really needs to step up. Now, Nealon's a bigger guy. I'm wondering if they're going to kind of move him around almost like they did Tank a little bit. And because the interior defensive line is a problem. I would almost love to see, too, and I know Eberflus is creative, I'd love to see them get Fowler, Parsons, and like Easy E, get three of those guys out there and have them all over. Have one, Parsons always said the one thing that people don't underestimate and what he loves to do is blitzing up the gut. And I think, and I've watched a lot of games with him doing that, look back some of his highlights, and he ain't bullshitting. And he does it very well. And then you get Fowler and you got Easy on either side. I think they've got to pin their ears back. That's the strength of this defense. They're going to have to lead the NFL in sacks. That's the one thing that I'm looking at too. Leading the NFL in sacks. Scoring in the red zone. Rick, another good point. Scoring in the red zone, it's going to come down to the running backs. And I talked about Moffa and I talked about Williams. Those are your guys in between the tackles that can bring it. The one name that he's talking a lot of, and it's going to be really interesting to me, is Hunter Lipke. If you listen to Schott in his press conference, he's always talking about Lipke. And it's either they're going to carry less tight ends, because I just don't see them carrying less running backs. I just don't see him as that guy at running back. I think he can be a little bit of everything from a tight end, H-back, fullback, that kind of thing. But that's one of – maybe he ends up being that red zone kind of guy for him. But I think Javonte Williams and Moffa are going to be your two guys there. Get back to your old ways, moving the chains with your legs. Dude, DK, were you watching the show Saturday? I talked about this specifically. We don't need Dak Prescott to be Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen. We don't need that. What we need him to be, and you saw it a little bit in practice, but again, you don't know if he was getting sacked and, they don't hit or nothing, but run to get the first down. Run to make it second and short, third and short. CeeDee Lamb talked about it. The problem that the Cowboys had last year was too many negative plays early. Too many times, first down, nothing. So you second and long, third and long. If Dak Prescott has an opportunity to get 4 yards, 5 yards, slide, make it second and 5, make it third and 2, you know how much easier it is to manage a third and 2 versus a third and 8, third and 10? Because the deep, you can either run it, you can pass it. The defense is going to be on their heels. And it's so important. So that's what I'd love to see. I'd love to see him get back to that. Yeah, definitely some run stoppers. We need some boys in there that are going to stop the run. 100%. Overshown. If they can keep getting things going, but I'm just going to be honest. When it comes to injuries, and I'd love to see Overshown have a phenomenal comeback. But when it comes to these injuries, I think it's going to be very difficult for him to come back and be at the level that we believe he can be. And I'm just being honest, and I would love him to be at that level that he was at. I just don't see it happening. I just don't see it happening this year. And I pray to God I'm wrong. I pray to God I'm wrong about Diggs. When it comes to these kind of injuries, I just worry, are they really going to be what they were? Because usually it's a 2-year process. And yeah. So we'll see. In practice, Milton dumped the ball off at a running back instead of always throwing down the field. Well, that's good. I think that's smart, right? That's smart. And I hope that he is maturing as a quarterback. He has all the gifts, Milton. So definitely. Yeah. If he's afraid to run because of injuries, you might as well hang it up. I agree with you 1,000%. I don't think he's going to be afraid to run the ball. I just don't see, because he's done it in practice. He's been moving around in practice. So I think it'll be good. Let me see. What did Cut say? Because someone said it's a good point. And of course it's a good point because it's by Cuts. He always makes good points and he makes great cuts. That's why you guys want to make sure you reach out to him to get that custom cut. More importantly, support the Cowboys Cave to get that paddle. He's going to make it custom for you, put you what you want on that back side of it so you can smack the ass with that. Think about it, man. You can be hitting the skins, get a little paddle on that ass, and you got an imprint of your name. That way, I mean, if you're messing around or whatever you guys are doing, if you're not happily married, she's going to know you left that signature. You left your signature on that. So that's what you want to do too. So get yourself a cut for that. But I digress. This is what happens when I go solo. My mind goes elsewhere. So I apologize, Cuts. Unless it gets you more business, then you'll thank me later. But penalties are so critical. And if you listen to what everything that Eberflus is talking about, you listen to what Shoddy's talking about, look at what he's doing in practice. Look at players running when they're making mistakes, players being sat down when they make mental mistakes or make, starting fights or whatever it is. That's what this team is lacking. And that it starts in practice, repetition, muscle memory, accountability, everything else. And I think you're going to see the penalties drop. I think you're going to see it. This is going to be a much more disciplined football team with the coaching staff that I've seen so far. All new coaches. That's what I really like. I was worried about Shoddy in the beginning. I'm like, all right, are we keeping everything the same? But he cleaned house, and you have a whole new coaching staff, a lot of first-year coaches, a lot of young guys that are getting their opportunity either at the NFL level or at a position, but been in the NFL, but at a position level they're at. But that's critical. How many dumb penalties did we have last year? And the key to it would be is watch Sam Williams. Sam Williams just gave me heartache every time he was on special teams because he would always get a penalty. See how that works out. That'll be something. I agree with you, Cuts. Maybe we look at that early on. As one of those indicators. Where are penalties at? Where are we penalties at? Dink and dunk work. I love dink and dunk, man. Especially think about dink and dunk with the players that we have in this offense. You're talking about Turpin, Blue, Pickens, CD, obviously Ferguson, but just focus on those four. When they touch the ball, I mean, they can take it to the house, but they're going to get positive yards. It's being smart. Like I never, looked at dink and dunk as a bad thing. I remember Tom Brady, and you said Brady lived off it. He did. But he was smart as hell. When the Patriots played the Steelers, and this is when the Steelers were like the Super Bowl team, right? The Patriots were still kind of coming up, but the Steelers are there, and they're like, what are they going to do? How are they going to go toe-to-toe with the Steelers defense? And they went like 5 wide. They just spread everybody out, and they dinked and dunked, and they absolutely annihilated the Steelers. Go look it up. It was like the first game of the year, whatever year it was, like maybe 2005, 2004, whatever that early years with Roethlisberger and that defense. Absolutely destroyed them. So it is. There's nothing, because once you do that, they're going to creep up, and then what happens? Bam! You're going to hit them with the deep ball. So plus it also time of possession. Time of possession is what you want because it keeps your defense off the field. And the defense is, where the jury's still out on the defense. Let's just be honest. The accountability, we've been lacking it. Commit to running the ball, 25 to 30. Keep Dak under 35. I agree, David. If you're asking your quarterback to throw the ball 50 times a game, you're not putting him in the best position to win. That's just the way it is. Consistently, let me just say, top 5 running game, man. I don't know if I'd be happy with top half, but you're going bold with top 5 running game, stop the run, scoring in the red zone, moving the chains, keep penalties down. I mean, that is, yeah, that's pretty much that's pretty much it. But man, you're telling me top 5 running game in the NFL or NFC? Even if it's just the NFC, I'll take that. I'll take that. Yeah, definitely good point on that last one about controlling the ball with the run game. Use the run game to set up the pass. Keep everyone honest, because that's what it's about. But I mean, it's exciting times. Now, again, we talked a little bit about the Parsons thing. I wouldn't lose sleep over it. I haven't lost a wink of sleep over it. It's going to work itself out. It'll be fine. The only concern that I would have is any ramifications or any, lingering hard feelings within the locker room. Because Micah Parsons is the leader of this team. And you've seen it with a lot of players coming to his defense, rightfully so. So that's the part that I just want to make sure when it gets settled, because this is all about negotiations. It's all about all that kind of stuff. I mean, it's business. I mean, we all love football and we love the players. We love the teams. But at the end of the day, don't kid yourself. It's business, and it's big business. And there's a lot of money at stake. And, it's just, you just got to kind of look past it. That's why I never look at a guy's salary and say, oh my God, I can't believe they're paying him that. Or, oh my God, it's just, because it's all funny money, because they move the money around so many times that it looks like next year Dak Prescott's making $80 million. Well, no, it's a contract. They spread the money around. So once they sign him, I don't look back. I could care less, to be honest with you. If they don't perform to the contract, that's what the thing is with the NFL, is they'll end up cutting them and they don't play out their contract. So that's just the way it is. Yeah, $200 million it would heal my feelings. I'd have no hard feelings, would you? I mean, that's what I'm saying. But I mean, every cat's different. And pride can make you do stupid things. I mean, just think about in life, how many people got their ass whooped because of pride? How many people got killed because of pride? How many people lost their jobs because of pride? How many people lost their family because of pride? And that's the part where you just don't know. I think you should be able to forgive and forget and move past all of that. But I mean, everybody's different. Everybody's different. And no matter what they say, they read. I mean, Micah Parsons has been retweeting and tweeting. And so there's a portion of the fan base that is against, doesn't believe that he should be getting paid. He should honor his contract. And then there's others that believe that he should be getting paid and should get a new deal. So, I see both sides of it. That's why I don't really get into the middle of it. Parsons will be on the field. If he's not, I'll be absolutely shocked. And, but it's happened, right? I mean, Emmitt Smith held out for 2 games and they learned a life lesson with that one. Top 5 items. Oh, top 5 items. I apologize. Boy, you had me scared. I'm like, who the hell did we sign? I thought maybe we traded for somebody, Rick. Running game is definitely one of the top 5 items. Let me clarify for you, Rick. You had me scared. I thought maybe there was a trade that happened without me knowing it, and I'm being late. So 75% of Micah's money has to go in escrow. That was one thing I don't know, and I don't believe it because the Cowboys have so much money. But someone had told me that one of the issues that the Cowboys have is the bonuses and guaranteed money have to go in escrow. So you have to have that money in your bank. And some say the Cowboys are a rich franchise, but not so rich on paper, if that makes sense. Because, I mean, you look at like the owner of Amazon or Walmart, all these guys that got all this money and this and that. Someone said that was one of the issues a lot of times with the Cowboys and their contracts. But I don't know if that's true. I'm not close enough to the NFL, but I read it somewhere. And I know sometimes when you read things, it's not true. So I don't want to believe it. But because I would have thought like Schefter or someone kind of would have brought that out. But anyway, hope the same shit happen. Yeah. Emmitt Smith missed 2 games. He came back in the third game, and then they ended up winning. Yeah, that would be nice, but I don't want them to miss any games. I don't. Emmitt Smith was pretty damn special, and yeah, I love Emmitt Smith. That was one of the most. I just remember it, and he wanted to be the highest paid. I was living in South Florida, and the Dolphins were always, out there. And Emmitt Smith actually called the Dolphins and was trying to get the Dolphins to give him a contract, because it was at the time where you get a contract, the team could match it. So a lot of these teams would basically, it almost like there was this inner working system where if no one gave him a contract, there was nothing to match. And then the team that Emmitt, let's say the Cowboys that Emmitt was on, had the leverage to where if Shula would have given him a contract, or the Dolphins would have given him a contract, Jerry would have known what the market is. He matches that deal, and then they could sign him. So he's almost daring the other teams to set the market. And so Shula did not want to do that this is crazy, and you guys may know the story already, but he didn't want to do that because he knew the Cowboys would match it, and then it would expose the organization to what they would pay, because it would have been at the level of a Dan Marino. Then you would have had these other guys on this team like, hey man, I'm a Pro Bowler, I'm an important piece of your team, and you're going to pay this guy that. Well, when my time, I expect the same. So it was kind of weird back then, because the teams owned your rights so much until you had unrestricted free agency, and then they were able to negotiate, and the teams couldn't counter. You could pick the team you want to go to. But that was a weird thing, because had it been in this day, there would have been more teams, because it always made me wonder, like, why? I mean, shoot, why wouldn't teams, try and sign Emmitt Smith? Why wouldn't they offer him a contract? Why wouldn't they try and outbid the Cowboys or something? But that's basically what it was. They were more worried about how that could affect their own team if knowing that the player wouldn't end up going there. So anyway, that is a little history lesson if you guys don't know it, on that Emmitt Smith holdout and kind of how it works. So been rolling for an hour. Again, I'm solo. Jimmy had family stuff that came up very last minute. Prayers to them, and hopefully, all of that. We're definitely thinking of that family. So, but I just wanted to at least still come on the show. I can bullshit and talk with you guys for an hour and definitely get it. But you guys know Below Deck. I watch Below Deck. I'm into my reality shows. I'm watching all this stuff. So I'm going to be rolling out. But as I'm rolling out, man, I appreciate all the love. And everyone always says, man, Mike Tag, you get a lot of love. How can we give the love back? I'm just telling you, the way you do it is all you guys in there right now, if you're still listening to my voice, hit that thumbs up. I want to see them likes way up. Doesn't do now. All this thumbs up on your phone, on the computer. If you're on X or whatever, slide on over, hit that thumbs up. Show your love. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe. Hit the alert bell, because we're having a great time in here. We got our show on Wednesday. I got to talk to Eugene. I know Eugene was talking about coming in. He had a lot to talk about with these Cowboys as we're getting closer. So definitely going to reach out to him. I appreciate all the love with you guys, man. Thank you so much. Everyone in the chat, man. 328 of you hanging out in the cave, man, with me running solo on a Monday. It's a lot of love. So I see a lot of new names in there on X. I see a lot of new names on YouTube. So hit that like button, hit that subscribe. Definitely appreciate it. It's going to be, man, football is real. We got our scrimmage tomorrow. So Kelly and I will be breaking that down a little bit on Wednesday. Some thoughts. And like I said, maybe get Eugene in. Saturday, I am driving up, so I will not be able to do my Sunday morning show. I'm taking my daughter, dropping her off at college. There's already a lot of bets. Is Mike Tag going to be shedding a tear? Is he going to get emotional? I got people, odds. The BetMGM has already got odds posted. There's going to be cameras around trying to figure out, is your boy going to be shedding a tear seeing his daughter leaving her, leaving my daughter behind. It's a scary thing, but it's a proud moments. So hopefully there won't be any tears shed. If it is, it's going to be happy tears. It won't be sad tears. So I appreciate all the love. You guys take care. Thank you for hanging with me. I will see you guys Wednesday night. Make sure you check back in. See you.
Give me somebody that's hungry. Give me somebody that's hungry. I need somebody.